Welcome back to the channel. This is Positive EV Betting with A Train Station, or as I like to call it, ATM Station. I apologize for the bird. I, I'm outside because I obviously can't smoke inside. So, got to sit outside and do this, and fucking bird won't shut up. So, yesterday was a really good day. Out of $100 bets, 25 bets, $100, I made 35. So 30% return. I'm up for the month quite a bit now. And what's interesting about it, I'm still getting closing line value was ended up negative for the day. So the other thing I wanted to share with you is that I came up with this alt line strategy for Bet Rivers, and I really should have looked at my results first because it didn't matter. Both these bets that I had that were the line movement were overs. And like, for example, this one was Penny and Caesar's favor, the under 24. Penny and Caesar's at 23 and 24, and I got it at 22. It didn't matter. It flew over the total. Both of these didn't matter. I would have won if I'd have just gone with the EV play. So I went back and looked at my results for Bet Rivers alone, and there was only two instances where the result came close enough that it would have even mattered to do an alt line. So I'm scrapping that idea. It was not a bad. It was basically if I'm on the right side, I'm on the right side, and in most cases, it's going to fly over or fly under. It's not going to matter one or two alt line points on a player prop. So that was a short-lived strategy that ultra conservative that really in the long run just I don't think it matters. Anyway, I went on Bet Rivers player props. I ended up 4-2 yesterday. All my NBA player props cashed on Bet Rivers. Soccer continues to lose. I've lost every bet I made at soccer on Bet Rivers. So I've only made 6 bets, but still, it's not like I'm betting huge underdogs. I'm not. I'm actually betting favorites and losing every single time. All right, let's get to some betting. So I'm still going to sit around 1,500 bankroll after I've decided that what I like. Obviously, I like what's going on with A Train Station a lot because I'm paying for it. Um, but I haven't really invested as much as far as betting, sizing, and dollars into it. Once I get through baseball season and see how that does, and we've got a new round of college football, NFL, and NBA coming up. I'm gonna increase the bankroll, increase the maybe not increase the multiplier, but increase my risk amounts. Because again, I started the day it was available, January 9th, and I've made well over $500 in doing this. So every month I've come out positive. In March looks like it's so far is doing well as well. So all right, let's go to weightings. I am doing something a little different than the norm, and I'm liking it. I'm on Penny 2, Bet Online 2. I'm giving Bet Rivers a little bone, and then I give Caesars a little bit more bone. So I'm throwing those two a bone as well. I mean, it doesn't mean I don't. We'll see as we get into individual plays. I still, if I've only got a Bet Rivers as a sharp book, I'm probably going to avoid those. I don't. I don't really consider these two sharp books, but I like it to have them in the weightings because I think not giving them any credit is also wrong. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. All right, so let's go to the plays. I'm going to go with 2 on my EV percentage. I'm dropping this to 200 so I get rid of all this power play bullshit. And I guess I'll hide already bet. I don't have any bets, but we'll hide it. Now I got 23 results. That's manageable. First thing I like to do is look and see. So this is the play as far as the odds, and this is the no vig odds. I like to see where it's crossed over, like here. So this is crossed over. No vig fair odds is minus 105. We've got a plus 110. Let's look at that first. So this is an under 152. The market's at 158. This is a DraftKings under, with Bet Online being the sharp book. This is kind of thin. I'm not sure I would play this. I actually like, so as far as my leans today, it's a short card on college. I like JMU. I like Hofstra, Nichols, and I like the Zags. Although I'm not sure I want to lay that 8 points. But so JMU, I think JMU is going to crush Arkansas State. I think Arkansas State has been playing way over their head. I just don't have a feel for over under on this. I would much rather. I don't know. This is pretty thin. It's a 6 o'clock game. I'm going to pass. Is there any other cross? Here's a crossover. So this is 149 on the hook. East Tennessee and Samford. And we've got an under. Now this one, Caesars and Bet Rivers is your only sharp book. Let's see if we can find Pinnacle. How can there not be Pinnacle lines? That's strange. I'm not going to bet that. Pass. Why are there no Pinnacle lines? These are straight prop. These are straight totals and spreads. I don't really get that. Now here's one. Cade Cunningham. Let's look at this one. So let's start with the 22. My guess these lines are moving. So Pinnacle is minus 159, Caesars 151. So we've got a play at DraftKings for minus 112, or Bovada at 120, 3%. Let's see at 23.5. So there's your bet online, which tells me that, so the line's moving. I mean, this is just a straight, there's no reason to look anymore at this. Just bet it. DraftKings. NBA. Detroit, Charlotte. Detroit's at home. We got Charlotte. Yeah. Cade Cunningham. He should roll. So you can get a 22.5 right now. Let's go with it. All right, that bet's in. This is a crossover. No vid crossover. So here we've got, well, your only sharp book is Bet Rivers. That's what I mean. It's not. ESPN is clearly, well, yeah, ESPN is definitely an outlier to the whole market, really. So where are the other books? 21? Yeah. So Pinnacle and Bet Online and Caesars are at 21. So the question is 1 point of alt line value on this under worth it? Let me go look at ESPN real quick. Because I don't think it is. I don't think it's going to matter. If he's going under, he's probably going to go way under. What do we say? 21? 20 and a half. So he's averaging 18 against Detroit 20, on the road 15. But the last two games he's gone over one. So the 21 and a half would matter. Well, it would matter in 2 out of 5 instances. One, two. I mean, most of the times it's not going to matter. Last time he played Detroit, he got 23, so it wouldn't matter. Interesting. I think I'd rather wait and see what the lines do. Because these you can tell these are early lines that are coming out. I think people are throwing this up on the wall and saying we'll start here. I mean, I could see this getting to 22. What is it 22? I mean, Bet Rivers has got there's lines already coming out at 22. So I'm going to wait on this one. See, and right there you see we've got books saying it's going to go over under. So I'm going to hold off on that one. A lot of confusion in that market. Gonzaga. I'm not sure I want to bet an under on Gonzaga at home. That is a high total, and I think if San Francisco has a chance at all to compete, it's going to be on defense. I haven't done too bad on these college basketball unders. Usually it's the first half unders better. It's working well. But you do have Pinnacle at minus odds here. It's pretty tight. I don't know. I don't feel real strong about that one. All right, let's go back up here. Raptors plus 11.5. This again is just a Bet Rivers. So 12. So Pinnacle's at 12. Heavily favoring Detroit or Denver. Yeah, I don't see anything here. Kelly Olynyk. So we do have Bet Online here. Minus 118 to the under. Bet Rivers is offering plus money. Caesars moved to 1 to 7.5. The value definitely starts to go way down once you get to 7.5. So really all we got is Bet Online and Caesars, Bet Rivers. I can't remember. I wish I'd have looked at this on Jabari Smith. Jabari Smith, I looked at him and I bet 7 unders and lost all of them. And then yesterday I had Jabari Smith on the over rebounds and it won. Unbelievable. I need to look at some of these stats, my historical betting stats and some of these guys before I just jump in like the water's perfect. Uh, Let me see. I know I've bet on Olynyk before. I'm just curious. I've done a PRA, assists, and points. I've never done rebounds on it. It's hard to believe he doesn't get that many rebounds. So in the last 10, he's averaging 4, 3 against Denver. On the road, 4. He got 6 against Portland. Yeah. ESPN. Let's go bet it. Toronto and Denver. Rebounds. ESPN does have a 7.5. It's minus 140. I'm going to take the EV play then. I wish I had. I feel a little queasy about this one. The stats and everything supports it, the math, but anyway, that's another Toronto. Let's look at Aaron Gordon points. So this Aaron Gordon points over 14.5. We've got Bet Online favoring the under slightly. We've got an ARB 108. So the 108's the no VIG. So this is an ESPN and DraftKings play. on a dog. So I just kind of wonder what's going on with Penn. So Caesar's at 13.5, favoring the over. Hmm. I just think these are early. It's so early, and I think we're done. I think we're getting people are just making their initial putting their the books are just putting their initial thoughts out there in these markets with these numbers, and there's some confusion. I don't understand why there's no pinnacle. What was bet online at 13? So there's no bet. So bet online is at 14. Now here's my question: does it matter? Does an alt 1 point alt line even matter? Particularly after yesterday's strategy, it's like granted, I mean, I don't have 300 games to prove the strategy, so, but does it really matter 1 point? 14 versus 13, so he's averaging 14 versus Toronto 12, 15 at home. He's all over the map. See, he's either going to go, yeah, I don't think it matters. He's either going to blow through the number or or it's not even going to be close. Probably is what's going to happen. Is it a minutes issue? Maybe it's a minutes issue. Yeah. Well, no, 34 minutes and shit. That game was overtime. He still only got 7 points. This probably has a lot to do with how well the other guys are doing, like Michael Porter. So I think Michael Porter is probably getting all the minutes. Interesting. And it's matchups. It's a lot of shit. Who knows? I've bet him before. Let me see how I'm doing on him. I had his over and rebounds lost. His under PRA lost. Under 8.5, I won. I think it's worth a small dabble. I'm just going to do it at ESPN since I'm already in here. Let's see. Aaron Gordon points. ESPN's actually offering us 11. Let me look at 11 man. I'm going to split the difference. I'm going to take the 13.5. I'm not going to bet a lot on this. I'm going to cut it in half. All right. I mean, these early lines, I think there's value. That's why I like to bet in the mornings, but also they're earlier lines for a reason. There's no action on them. They're just initially coming out. So I think you got to kind of tread a little carefully and pick your spots because the market is going to move on all this stuff today. Kobe White rebounds. But this is just a fantastic tool. I can't think of anything else that I would out there on the market that I would use or even think about using. So we have an ARB. That's what the purple is. We've got, all right, finally got a pinnacle. I feel better. My hesitancy is going to go away quite a bit now. I got Pinnacle, Bet Online, and Caesars. Although there's some disagreement about where this is going to go. So the Novig is 123. So this is a Bet Rivers play on Kobe White rebounds. The value is on the under. The market says over. Although Pinnacle is kind of hedging it. So what happens if you go to 5.5? Bet Rivers. So 5.5 is where it switches. What about 3.5? Nothing. So this is just a market disagreement. This isn't an alt line. This is not like I was talking about yesterday. This is not an alt line possibility here. This is just a disagreement. Because even if you go to 5.5, it's pretty, now you got the whole market saying it's under. So the question is 4.5. Who's right? Where's Bet Online? So there's still quite a bit of value if you just go with Bet Online. Yeah. Well, so 43% chance to win. This is I think this is a classic how I bet where I would typically lose at Bet Rivers. Rebounds. So he's 3-2 to the over. If you could get a 5, let's see and they know that the books are not stupid. 5.5, you're gonna have to pay money for it. A lot of juice at 5.5. I am going to bet this, but I'm definitely cutting my bet size to half. So maybe $2. I just want to see what happens. This is a statistical tracking bet. Because it's Bet Rivers, I'm just not going to commit much to this. Rebounds. All right. Just a little throw something at this just for tracking purposes. It is a dog play. So we got Pinnacle. So this is just a straight spread bet. Pinnacle, Bet Rivers, all at minus odds for the 5.5. ESPN's dragging ass. Everything's pointing towards Chicago at home. Yeah, I mean, why would I not bet this? I'll bet it. ESPN, I'm on it. Give me those Bulls. So ESPN's line is at 4.5. 5.5 is 115. Yeah. Okay. I'd rather have JMU in this game. Although Pinnacle likes Arkansas State. What about 7.5? Pinnacle. I think this is one where you wait towards closer to game time. I mean, this line, if right now Pinnacle likes Arkansas State plus the points, probably could get 9, but wait, let's just wait. Towson and Charleston over. Well, there's no EV there. Okay, well, not a whole lot this morning. I've got 5 wagers. I'm going to do some more later. I may record it. Appreciate you watching. Thanks.